Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dicing with Death. Oh,
Of course, I get the idea to move my camera 2 seconds before we go live.
We got to see all of Ryan's room for a brief moment. God, that's another hallway. Is that a hallway?
Endless hallways. That's the entrance to my dungeon, of course.
Oh my god, I want a dungeon. Why don't I have a dungeon?
It's actually a walk-in closet, but it's
where you keep the undead. Oh no, I thought he just went quiet. I thought I was making him uncomfortable. Instead, he just froze. Oh no. Well, that's it for Dicing with Death today, everybody. Ryan has died. He's been hit by a paralysis spell. And I hope you enjoyed our game. We'll see you next week for some more Dicing with Death. But for realsies, we're just going to wait for him to unfreeze and come back. So just stick around. I don't know where he is. He's gone. His phone is dead. There's no way to reach out to him. No, Pierre, we haven't started yet. We had a delayed start, and then just as the campaign went live and we were getting ready to do everything, we had a technical problem. So now we are floating in the ether, waiting for magic, also known as the internet. XCOM, no. Thrones of Britannia is what we would play then. I've really been enjoying Thrones of Britannia. It's been fun. It's been good. Guess while he's gone, we check up on the daily news, see what's happened in the world. Police responded to Arlington Cheesecake Factory after promotion for free cheesecake got out of control. Watch out, guys. Well, we're just gonna wait for him. I don't know when he's going to show up, so we're just gonna keep waiting. I will try and find a way to entertain you. Give me a minute. A true solo campaign. It's just me, and I'll play all of the player characters and the DM and the NPCs. We could do that, but we need like 4 cameras or 5 cameras, one for each PC, so I can look at that camera and play that character. And then, you know, when I change and speak as another character, I'd have to turn to a different camera. So that way we could tell who I'm speaking as each time. And then we need one for the DM. So, yeah, I guess we could do like a 2-player, 1 DM campaign and need 3 cameras, or a 3-player, 1 DM campaign and need 4 cameras or something. Doing 4 PCs might be a little much. 3 might be manageable. Maybe some quick critical feedback. I'm DMing a 5e campaign and having trouble preparing. I can't predict where the party will go next, and preparing every location in detail is way too much. Any tips? All right. Yeah, I got some tips. You gotta be less of a perfectionist. Don't worry so much about the planning and the details, because the players are going to ruin all of your plans anyway. You gotta be fast and loose and think on your feet. And just the things you plan are the really important things that won't change. You know, like, how do we say? A great example would be Frozen Frontier. Giants. I planned out the giants. I'm just like, they're here. Here's their leadership. Here's what they want. Here's what they're sort of around to do. These giants are a set piece, and they're just going to be here. And when the players run into them, the players run into them. And if they never run into them, they never run into them. But I don't worry about, like, the giant's specifically going to say this, or he's specifically going to do that, or the players are going to meet them in this or that way, yada, yada, yada. You just kind of, like, make up what you know you're going to need, and then you wait for it to happen if it ever does happen. You know? There were... if we're going to keep using Frofro as an example, there's that group of gnolls in the woods, sort of near the entrance to that big, like that zone 3, that big area at the bottom. After they pass through the fort and the walls, there's the forest and the gnolls, and then there's all the other area. The party never went to that forest with the gnolls. I expected that to be the very first place they went. So I planned out sort of like who those gnolls were, who their leader was, but just kind of big broad strokes. Oh my god, he's back. He's back. So the long and short of it is don't plan too much, learn to improvise, and just plan out the key details that you can't improvise on the spot. And just roll with the punches the rest of the time and make it up as you go along. Hello. The internet is turned back on. I know what that's like. The bad old days. Oh my god. Those days, yeah. Yeah. I had a modem die on me in the middle of like a 3-day stream or something. 2-day stream. Some multi-day marathon stream. I had a modem die on me. Yours isn't dead, though. It's just unconscious. Okay. It wasn't North Korea launching nuclear missiles at Seattle. I see. Oh, they can't hear you. I'm just talking to myself, to them. Oh, how wonderful. I'm so sorry. All right.
That's fine. My jokes were
They were
hilarious
good.
and on point, and Neal keeps them all the good stuff to himself.
Well, I need source material that I can steal and pass off as my own. I'll steal your character names, and then I'll mute you so I can steal your jokes. That's what friendship's all about.
Yeah. So, are we gonna try again?
Yeah, we're gonna try again. Yeah.
All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dicing with Death. How are you doing, Ryan?
Doing well. Give it a few seconds. We'll see if the modem randomly decides to restart itself. But I think we're good. It's fine.
It's fine.
Everything is fine. And
Show
if you're
fine,
watching the
everyone.
VODs,
Show
this is definitely starting on time for the first time. We've never been here before.
Not once.
How are you doing this morning, Neal?
Sleepy, but good. Excited for today's Malsifer and all the good things to go. It's been a couple of good months of really, really good D&D, and I'm excited to keep the ball rolling on this. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's deceptively sunny because it's actually freezing outside, but
Yep.
in here we got it's toasty. There's zombies. What more could you ask for? 'Tis the season.
We got snow covering everything out my window right now.
Oh,
it's lovely.
Yeah, we don't do real winter here on the West Coast.
You don't do real winter?
No.
Oh no, you definitely can't see the snow. It's just blurred by water.
No, this is like when I gave the our first go at this, our Twitch viewers a blurry view of the room.
Ah, yes. All your necromancy closets.
Well, that's still on camera. Yeah. You might even be able to see the my black robe. I can see it. It's behind the flannel. It's
perfect. All right, so here we are. Malsifer, where do we leave off?
Well, I'm level 2. Got an undead army.
Armies may be a big word. It might be misleading.
An undead platoon.
There we go. Squad something.
Yes, all is well in Winter Reach. Yeah, everyone, all of the locals, all the serfs are happy and healthy. My household servants just submitted to a mark of servitude, so now they're they've got my protection from all things, I don't know, non-living. At least as far as I can help it.
Perfect. Lovely.
Yeah. So where should we pick back up?
I think where did we leave off?
So sorry for interrupting. Please. You were getting me a spell list, I believe. Did that happen at any point in time? No.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
We are going to use the version of Spirit Armor that is on the list. I am presently sending you via Discord PM.
Doop.
Which should be the third spell on that list.
Necromancy. Is this the first one that's actually relevant? Mana
Yes.
Tap got cut in the alpha testing, and Vampiric Touch is rekeyed or something, or whatever.
Yeah. Mana Tap is back when we were going to treat necromancers as just regular a specialty of wizards rather than their own solo class.
Mm-hmm.
So no more.
So everything goes off of the level?
Yes.
So I would get, so if I decided to give up some of my life force or to create the spirit armor, I would have, for 2 attacks, I would reduce damage by 2.
Yes. So lower levels, it's less useful. Higher levels, it gets incredibly powerful.
Yeah, I don't actually think that that's worth it. Maybe barely worth it. So half HP, or sorry, quarter HP. A quarter of 7 is 2. So I give up 2 HP to reduce 4 HP worth of damage.
Yeah.
Probably worth doing. Cool. So yeah, where do you want to pick up? I'll probably go ahead and cast the spirit armor myself. But if you have something you want to do before we check this this ritual out.
I have nothing. It's perfect.
I think, yeah, everything is fine in Winter's Reach.
Mm-hmm.
And let's what is there any components to this ritual? How does it work? Were you imagining there being like a visual effect? Like, am I surrounded by my own spirit force? Can you see swirling spiritual energy around me? You probably need some
I think you
sight or something
need
to
some
see it,
sort
right?
of detect magic spell to see the energy about you. It's probably not visible to anyone, but I think...
Is there a duration?
Until the number of attacks have expired.
So yeah. I could potentially conjure spirit armor now and have it for
eternity.
Indefinitely, for eternity.
Yeah. But you will not regain your HP
it
until...
takes it out of your max HP.
Right. And then once the spell has diminished, then the HP can return.
Cool. Yeah. So I must find a ritual in one of these writings that describes something like this, something akin to the Mark of Servitude that I just
it's in that
covered from
back laboratory.
Clarice.
Yeah, Grandmother Clarice, I believe. Here's my Dice with Death notebook. It's in that back room of your laboratory where you find these things. In one of your books that you're flipping through, you see these notes about the spiritual energy and how you can tie it with the life energy and bind it and wrap it around you. But there's a little note in the margins that talks about the toll it takes on your body and how it sort of drains part of your life essence. And as long as it's active, that drain is quite visible. The quarter HP that you sacrifice sort of gives you a gaunt look with like dark circles under your eyes, and your cheeks kind of like suck inward a little bit, at least until the spell has expired and you regain your XP. You kind of almost like shrink as a person, like your body just kind of pulls in a little bit tighter during the process. So there's a visual cue, but you really have to know what you're looking for.
Clarice clearly kept very detailed notes.
Yes. Yes, she did.
Was there any speculation about whether this could be used with someone else's life force? Could you draw upon someone else's energy to power a spirit armor or some other spell?
The book that she wrote in has notes on that too. But they sort of trail off, and then there's a mark on it that says like see page, like 45 of the red bound book instead. That is one of the other books in the area, and you flip it open and you can look to that section, and it's notes for a different spell instead. It seems like the attempts at using spirit armor on another person resulted in a higher level spell that is incomprehensible to you at this moment in time.
Nice blend of rules and narrative there.
Yep. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
Pardon me. All right.
And by big bucks, I mean nothing.
So, yeah, let's do this. I think I do whatever this ritual is on myself. It's a pretty quick act, right? Like takes a minute or so to cut my palm open, use my blood to draw some protective symbol on my chest.
Where are you doing all
some
of this?
Pentagram. I think in my study where I was reading this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When am I doing all of this? How many days have lapsed since the events of last episode?
You tell me.
Last session. I mean, immediately, as far as I'm concerned. The next night or something like that.
There we go. The next night. I have a question for you. Why is it that pentagrams feature so heavily in necromancy? What are the 5 points that are so important?
I'm not sure. You started with the pentagram.
Yeah.
There may be some real-world historic explanation. I mean, I think you referenced like wizard summoning circles or something like that. I think it's some akin to a summoning circle, right? Containing some magical, or in this case, spiritual energy. 5 points? I don't know. Maybe some. It's D&D, right? Pentagrams.
All right. I was seeing if you had
demons,
an interesting in-game
magic. I haven't thought of
it,
but Malsifer, I'm sure, is right. He's only a second level necromancer. He doesn't know
not all the tricks.
Doesn't know everything. You know, he knows what you draw, maybe not why he's doing it. Okay.
So you draw out this pentagram.
Right.
You pull out your life force and trim it in a way to provide you with a shield, and you do feel the sinking sensation in your eyes as your cheeks sort of just like slide down your face a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think I have access to my own token or something.
Oh no. I will immediately remember.
I think this was one you dropped in as a trial, and you never actually made it my character on this.
There, now you can touch him.
Sweet deal. So I will set my HP to 5 out of 5. Right, this rounds up. But I have 2 charges of spirit armor.
Shouldn't you be at 5 out of 7?
Well, I just drained 2 to create spirit armor, right?
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay. It's fine. You know your shit. You've been playing this game for 20 fucking years. I'm not going to question you. You know best.
Risky. All right.
Ooh. There we go.
It'll get more complicated when I've got more than 2 charges, but...
Let's move those to the bottom so they don't get in the way as much. Lovely. Excellent. Yes.
Okay. So Malsifer's late nights and sacrifices are taking their toll on his body.
He's a young man, even if he doesn't look it anymore.
All right. And I think... What are we going to do with the undead army? Sorry, platoon.
Yes, there are many things that
There's too many of them to fit in the basement, right? Or to fit it.
You've got 10 and 10?
10, yeah, 10 skeletons, 10 zombies.
You could put them all in the back laboratory, and they could fit in there, and you could work in the front laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you push them up against the walls and command them to stand still, they don't take up a lot of space.
Mm-hmm. We probably need some on hand just in case for protection, but they're so stinky. I got to figure out a way to. So I think that's maybe a next task or a side task.
De-stenchify?
Yeah, probably picking up an embalming proficiency like I've talked about for level 3 and figure out a way to have some house zombies that, find a way to wrap them with incense and stuff. Maybe even techniques to remove the putrefying organs that create such foul stench. But let's keep them in the lab for now. They're all armed with weapons and stuff too. Except zombies, which just use their strength, right?
Yeah, D4 plus 4 damage, quite strong.
Can you give a zombie a weapon, or are they just not?
No, they do not have the dexterity to wield something. They can barely hold a thing.
Cool. I think a little bit of time passed. Like, this is probably over a couple of days, right, of reading and research and ritual and...
You spend a few days researching these things, exploring the spell books of your grandmother, poking around, looking at your skeletons and zombies, seeing that the fresh zombies aren't decaying very quickly at all. In fact, their decay is quite slow. And I think maybe 2 or 3 days later, probably in the evening while you're working in your laboratory, you hear Lord Rosegrove calling for you. Master Winters! Master Winter!
Yeah, I come out from my my cellar and see why Lord Rosegrove is calling.
The sheriff is here, ready. The 50 to 60-year-old man who sort of runs the law in town. He has his cap held tightly in his hands, kind of at sternum level, his head bowed, looking sort of vaguely in your direction, but clearly at the ground.
Yeah. I approach, probably wipe some dirt off my hands as I come around the side of the house. Was he led inside by Lord Rosegrove,
Nope.
Or is he waiting on the porch?
He's waiting on the porch. He sees you climbing out of your dungeon hole.
I don't think you can see the hole from the front porch. He probably sees me walk around from the side of the house, like wiping dirt off my hands, right?
Sure. So like Lord Rosegrove goes around a corner, calls for you, and then comes back with you as you're like dusting and de-dirting yourself.
Yeah, but very clearly I just came out of my cellar. Maybe I have to be more careful, maybe not. This is my estate after all.
Who are you to let the commoners here dictate your actions? It is for them to accept you, not you to accept them.
Yes, well, commoners though they may be, they are all heirs to the kingdom of Old Gadia. So, yeah. Anyways, Sheriff, what brings you to my estate at this late hour?
Dark tidings, my lord. There's been an accident in town. A wandering knight came through, traveling from across Gate Isle through the Blumwood. He stopped for rest and food and drink at the tavern in town. And he had one, then another. Before we knew it, he was in a drunken rage. He pulled out his axe and kind of goes quiet for a little bit. Blacksmith, Lord, he cut his hand off. Jason will never forge another nail again.
Oh, you added it. Wait, was Jason already here? Or did
Yeah,
you just
Jason's
add
your
him?
blacksmith.
Yeah, now he's an ex-blacksmith. He was our only one, too, right?
He is.
Mousifer is coolly seething. Where's the knight now?
In the tavern still. He insisted it wasn't his fault and sat there and kept drinking. But my lord, I feel I need to warn you. He's a knight and covered in armor. His shield.
I'm headed inside of my house to fetch my axe for one. Maybe a crossbow too. I grabbed the and then I looked to the sheriff. Does the sheriff have his own weapon? Does he have like a cudgel, or what is he?
He has a cudgel at his side.
And that's it? And maybe a knife or something, but not like a... I hand the sheriff the crossbow.
He takes it from you. Yeah, he doesn't even wear armor, because nothing ever happens in this quiet town. His force of authority is usually enough to handle it. And when it's not, I mean, no one else is wearing armor, and he's got higher hit points since he's a sheriff, so...
Let's pay the tavern a visit, and we head into town, into the center of the camp. Okay. When we say town, we really just mean a collection of a couple dozen buildings, probably around just a giant, just like around a bonfire. Aired communal fire.
Yeah.
And tavern is probably just like a I don't know, like a brewer's shack set up next to that fire.
There's like a cover for it, so people can drink there or socialize in the rain.
Buildings, right? This is probably one of the few permanent structures. Like, it's not like a cart that's just been turned into some family home. It's a ramshackle tavern, but it's big enough to accommodate much of the town at once.
Yeah, someone built a basement to brew the beer in, and then put a roof over that, and built a bar, and then added onto that. So it's a structure that has gone through many iterations and expansions, and has different construction styles. And there's like a weird former back patio that has a sink, but now it's been built indoors, and now there's a refrigerator back there. And you're like, this clearly used to be someone's back patio outside. What the fuck? Why is there a bathtub right next to the sink? I don't get it, but okay.
Oh, wow. Does the tavern have a name?
Everyone just refers to it as the tavern.
Yeah, I'm just curious. So for us, it's the tavern.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's
wondering what a wandering adventurer might call it.
Well, it's run by the Bates family, so why don't we call it the Bates Tavern? Yeah, you like that reference. That was good, wasn't it?
I don't know which. Oh, the
dojo
I
one.
like the tavern description.
Yeah, it was solid. I thought you'd appreciate it.
Yeah. So this is what I'm musing over as Mousifer walks into town. He's probably seething, but maybe a little excited to dispense the Lord's justice. This opportunity probably doesn't come up that often. I don't know how many times Mousifer himself has even had to deal with this sort of shit, but I'm sure it happens from time to time at a family estate like this.
It's an uncommon thing. It's probably been a few years since you've had to do this. Are you excited about this?
Tingling with nervous anticipation. Do I have any necromantic abilities I should be aware about in combat? I've got vampiric touch, right?
Yep, but I think that's it.
But that is there's a withering touch, decay, living.
Oh, right, because vampiric touch only does like 1 damage or something per round.
Yeah, that like drains. So vampiric touch. Oh, it sacrifices a target to gain lifespan. Is that still how it works?
Right. So you have to actually full-fledged kill a person. Drain life will convert HP at a rate of 1 per round.
Where is drain life? Okay,
yeah, that's really slow though. So withering touch is your only real attack spell.
Yeah. That's probably. Yeah, I think that's what I got to do. Grab the guy, withering touch him.
I mean, withering touch does 2d6 damage over 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
What if it doesn't kill him?
I've got an axe. I've got my.
He's got chainmail and a shield. He's got minimum AC 17.
Yeah. Ooh.
Possibly 18 if he's got a shield proficiency.
Yeah, he's drunk.
That's true.
Yeah, so I'm thinking all the ways this could play out. But in any case, so I tell Freddy on the way, watch the exits. He's got the crossbow loaded, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. So you guys head into the village.
Mm-hmm.
There's the big bonfire pit in the middle. It's burning low.
Yeah, so I think like the tavern has some outdoor seating all the way up to the bonfire. Like it probably takes up I don't know.
And by seating, we mean one day someone rolled a big ass log over here and it's been sitting there for like 100 years and everyone sits on it.
And there's some sort of awning that sticks out front, and there's there's an indoor portion of it. So is the knight sitting outside or is he inside? Walking up the road into town. It's after dark?
It's after dark. Okay. He is at the inside portion right next to the old bar that's been here for so long. Again, just another log that someone put in place and like carved into a bar shape.
Yeah. So it's just a single width door, right? It's just a standard doorway for like the old house or whatever, right?
I actually kind of think it's maybe more of like a wide open thing. Like in a modern era, you might have like a garage door style that pulls down on top of it. I think this is such a small community that it's more like a 10-foot wide opening with no doors to open or close it, since there's no real crime in such a small, close-knit town.
Okay. Well, Mouse for Winter approaches the tavern, strides past the fire, and goes to enter the tavern proper. I think as he moves, the people part.
Yes, you can see the knight sitting there, leaning on the old redwood tree, shield already strapped to his arm, his left arm, beer in his right hand, his axe still a little bit bloody, leaning up against the bar next to him.
There's obviously no sign of the blacksmith, right? He's fled and been treated or something.
He's fled. Mr. Bates is standing behind the bar, carefully waiting and tending to the knight, making sure he has everything he needs so he doesn't kill anyone else.
See how they in front of him? A tankard. All right. Well, Malcifer cuts an imposing figure. He's over 6 feet and well proportioned, muscular, and he casts a long shadow into the tavern as the campfire light flickers behind him. Axe of my own strapped to my back. Bardish, in fact. Much larger than this knight's axe. He's wearing chain, you say?
Chain with a kite shield strapped to his arm.
So I pause in the doorway and look to him. I think the proper thing to do is to probably confront him with his crimes and command him to submit himself to the law of this land.
He doesn't seem to have realized you're standing in the doorway yet.
But his axe is not drawn, right? It's leaning against the bar or something like that.
It's not in his hand. His hand has a tankard of ale in it right now. But, it's like an elbow's bend away from being in his hand.
Is there anyone else in the tavern, or have they all just fled? This is like an empty tavern room. Knight drinking by himself at this point. He's cleared the place out.
A few of your more gritty citizens are still here. Some of the older veterans who have been around for ages and seen everything.
Yeah, probably old hunters, trappers, lumberjacks, rough and tumble type. The rest of the crowd is probably gathered behind me near the campfire.
Yeah.
Safe distance away, but eager to see what's going on.
Yep.
And the sheriff's probably lurking at my flank.
You by looking around, you expect maybe 80% of the town is gathered here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you and the knight.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous one.
I feel like it's not proper to like sneak up on this guy and gimp him with a withering touch before he knows what's hit him. I am the lord of this town. So I command his attention. Knight.
He lazily looks in your direction. Mm-hmm. His eyes take a moment to fix on you. Who goes there?
I am Lord Winter, Lord of this town and warden of these lands.
Good. I have a complaint to lodge with you. Your man attacked me. I demand justice.
I think I start stepping towards him as would be appropriate. Mm-hmm. Conversation. That is interesting. Another complaint was lodged, and I heard much the opposite. But I assure you justice will be reached this day.
Good. I want that man taken in and put in the stockades. No one raises a hand to a knight.
Tell me, Lord Knight, what is your name? And I'm close enough to him at this point that I'm looking for like sigils or banners or something. Maybe I've moved to 10, 15 feet away. Is he like turned in his bar stool to look at me?
He has, yeah. Shield still strapped to his left hand, tankard in his right. It takes him a moment for his eyes to sort of fix on you again, because you keep moving a little bit, and it's a little hard to track.
I betray a sideways glance to Freddy to see where the sheriff is. Is he like moving into the tavern, or did he decide to circle around the backyard?
No, he's got you covered with the crossbow. He's standing in front of the crowd. The crossbow's locked and loaded, but held down so as to be non-threatening. You see on his shield there is like a turret, like a tower with a gate on it over two crossed lances, all of it in gold against a field of blue. Do you have like house lore or history or heraldry is the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, heraldry is the check. I do not have heraldry, and I would be unlikely to be familiar with any of the Arcadian knights.
Yeah.
I have a local history, so I think I would recognize it if it is like a local lord or maybe even one of the other old Gadian houses. But it's
definitely not.
It's just some Arcadian knight, right? And I don't think I have a shot at recognizing it.
Yeah.
Does he give his name when I said your name, boy? Is he younger than me? Maybe I don't call him boy.
That's dark. It's hard to tell. You look older, yeah. My name? I am Sir William. What is your name, good sir?
I already I already gave you my name. I am Lord Winter, and you stand on, and you are a guest on our land.
This how you treat guests? You attack them?
It is unfortunate that it came to blood. Why? And justice, well, naturally must be served. Why don't you come with me, and we will see the sheriff together, and see if we can't find this blacksmith who assaulted you.
He sets the tankard on the...
persuade him to come with me.
Yeah, he sets the tankard on the edge of the counter, picks up his axe, in the process knocks over the tankard, spills on the ground and slightly on his pants, but he doesn't seem to notice. He gets up, shield and axe in hand, and comes towards you.
And I think I go to lead him outside. So I move to turn and walk with him to the sheriff's house and to our stockade as he requested.
Yes. The crowd parts and gives you plenty of room as you cross the town's center to the other side of the bonfire where the sheriff's station is.
Yeah, I'm, I guess, sizing up this night as we do so. When he stands up, was he taller than me?
He's maybe 6'1", 220 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, standard knight. Does he have a backpack or something that he takes with him, or does he leave it sitting at the bar?
You notice that there is a bizarre, unknown horse parked nearby with saddlebags still on it.
Or maybe I probably noticed that coming in or something. It must be outside. There's probably somewhere to tie horses.
Yeah.
Okay, so we walk outside, towards the sheriff's residence. Actually, towards the sheriff, I suppose. Sheriff.
Sir William. Sir William is the name. Kel William. William Corval of the Corval family. Our words are patience, honor, and virtue. What are your words, Lord Winter?
Freddie, our guest has allegedly had an altercation with our dear Smith. Could you perhaps fetch him for us?
The sheriff gives you a nod and goes off to find the blacksmith. Jason,
yeah. My words are old, Sir Knight. Maybe maybe I would use the word sir. I don't know if Kel is a Arcadian term, right?
It's an Arcadian term, yeah.
I don't know. That even you get mixed up all the time?
Once. I got it mixed up once.
Yeah, my words are old, and they do not, and they would mean naught to you.
Yeah, I think right here you guys are speaking probably in Eridonian at this moment.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Possibly some people in the town don't understand what you're saying even.
Yeah, some of the bumpkins might not. I'm sure the tavern keeper would speak enough Eridonian to handle the odd traveler, and the sheriff likely would.
Definitely.
I probably, was speaking to Freddie and Eridonian as well. So I think we amble. He stumbles towards the sheriff, which is just across the...
just across the pond.
Sure.
Bonfire.
So the other side of the bonfire. The crowd is probably
they give you room.
Giving us is the blacksmith nearby, or did he have to get fetched from his house or something?
He has been hurried away somewhere away from the night so they could like look over him and make sure he survives. The sheriff comes back a few minutes later with the blacksmith and the blacksmith's wife. You can see he's clutching a bloody stump that has been covered with a rag. He's sort of stumbling, and following behind them is this apothecary is too strong of a word. In the modern era, it would be like, oh, I've got this friend that like does all these weird forest drugs, and he tries to sell it to people in town. He's like sort of the sketchy drug dealer, but sort of knows what he's talking about.
Is it a male?
I need to roll for this. No, I think we found our first female town NPC.
Nice. I think she's like certainly like a forager. She goes out and she collects mushrooms and stuff for the camp, and is into some hippy dippy shit apparently. Got them like botany and herbalism proficiencies or something.
Yeah, I think the proper term for her is probably like druidess, but I think many people say that with like an eye roll, you know? Like, yeah, sure, druid, all the herbs from the forest, I get it, sure.
All right, I'm gonna call her a mushroom hunter for now. What was it? Did we have a name?
I will get you a name. Give me a moment.
No worries.
It'll be a good one.
Herbalist, woods witch.
No, wait. Oh, shit. Hold on. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. She's not important in the scene. I don't think. She's just kind of followed. You see her in the background. She's been tending to our smith. All right. Whoa.
Oh yeah, spontaneous wife appeared. Then disappeared.
The poster as tall as she is.
Yes, it's actually a 12-foot long poster. So, her name. I've got this. Her name is Lilith.
Of course it is. The most, probably in the running for most overused female D&D name.
Possibly.
Yeah. Classic name. Right. Okay, fair enough. Definitely a witch. All right. Okay. Good. I see them. I see them coming. We'll have justice seen to shortly.
They arrive.
Is his axe equipped, or does he have
it
in like a?
He's carrying it in his hand. He is armed, drunk, and dangerous. 17 AC minimum. He's a knight, so he's probably at least a 3rd level fighter.
Might be right.
Yeah.
I should have withering touched him when I had the chance. But he would. Does Jason say anything when they approach, or does he look?
He is shooting daggers.
Helped by his wife and the sheriff.
Yeah, he is being helped, but he's shooting daggers at the knight. You notice it is his left hand that has been removed, not his forging hand, but it's hard to drive a car with only one hand. It must be much more difficult to operate a smithy with one hand. possibly impossible.
Ah, good. Well, not quite good, but we are all gathered. Now tell me, Lord Knight, why have you seen fit to remove poor Jason's hand?
He attacked me.
Attacked.
He attacked me. Jason immediately pipes up. I did no such thing. I was just reaching for my drink past him.
It looks to me like you attacked him, William. He's missing a hand.
Self-defense. It's a knight's duty and privilege.
And it's a lord's duty to protect those that he serves. And you have grievously wounded one that I hold dear to me. Jason is a smith. He may never work again.
Dumb shit.
Is he facing me, facing the smith?
He's mostly facing you.
And leering at mostly facing me?
Yeah, mostly facing you, occasionally looking over towards the smith.
Mm-hmm. At the very least, you have taken something from him, from me. Is it not a knight's duty, a lord's duty to repay any damage he inflicts on...
Yeah, make him pay to restore my honor, the knight says, completely missing the mark.
Your honor is strictly your own responsibility.
Right.
Right. And what would you have me do with such an ill-doer? Throw them in the stockades? What's that? He looks perplexed. That was his suggestion earlier.
Yeah, I'll something. Oh, I think my wife is scanning something on the scanner, and it's popping up as like Windows Fax and Scanner with all these images coming towards me, and I have no idea. I was very confused because random documents were appearing on my screen out of nowhere. This is the problem with networked computers, networked printers. Sorry, what was your question?
I asked what he thought I should do with such an ill-doer. Throw them in the stockade?
Yeah. Stockades.
Yes, until we can sort out what ought to be done.
Yeah.
Come then, let justice be served. And I think I turn to like rotate parallel with him so that we're both facing the blacksmith. And I give him a pat on the back.
Straightens up.
Like for us, like to go as if we're both to move forward. And I think I like pat him on the back and catch a grip of his trap or something and dig my thumb in and start casting a withering touch. Do you want me to make some sort of attack roll with advantages to make contact?
There's no need to make contact. He is completely surprised. You're right next to him. He thinks you're on his side. You can touch him without any issues. He's drunk, so you catch him completely by surprise. You get a free attack round off, and then we'll roll initiative.
And I think I mean, I do what I just described, right? Yeah. I pat him on the shoulder, and it seems like I'm come on, let's go get him, bud. And then my hand lingers too long, and my thumb starts digging in, and I
You withering touch him.
Withering touch him, yeah.
Why don't you give me
my own life force, correct?
You age 1 year. You do 2d6 damage over 2 rounds. I think the easiest way to do that is 1d6 each round, rather than 2d6 divided by 2 applied twice.
Okay.
So give me 1d6 for damage he takes this round.
Oh no.
Oh god.
There's no other effects of the spell. It's just damage. There's no like strength reduction or anything.
Correct. Yeah. It's only a second level spell.
Yeah. All right, and then I guess we're rolling for initiative.
Definitely, because he gives a shout and a yell as the pain spreads through his shoulder and it becomes necrotic. And we roll initiative. Our lovely drunken knight rolls 8 plus axe, which is I think 6. Probably another 2 for being drunk, so let's say 16 on initiative. Lord Rosegrove rolls a natural 1 plus crossbow is what? 7?
It's not Lord. It's Sheriff.
Right.
Crossbow is 8, but he's got it readied, which makes it 1.
Okay, perfect. So he'll go first.
Yeah. Yeah. What do I'm trying to think of like disarming chances versus a fighter. Is that even? That's probably not even worth doing. I think I go for my own axe at this, which makes me pretty slow. But speed for a... Come on, where is... I don't know why my weapon speed is not on here. All right, I'm just gonna roll the d10 and we'll see if it matters. D10.
No, you're not gonna get worse than a 16. Yeah, Lord Rose.
I'll be close, but yeah.
Plus 10 for what is your? What are you doing?
It might be plus 10 for a Bardish, but it doesn't matter. I'll still go first. So does Rosegrove or not Rosegrove? Freddie.
Freddie, yeah.
Does he panic and shoot?
Yes. He brings the crossbow up and takes a shot immediately.
Would you like me to?
Yeah, why don't you roll it? I think he's got a +1 to hit. It's probably only a second level fighter.
Still pretty good. Better than me.
Yeah.
If roll 20 will load. All right, D20 plus 1. Might even be like a back attack or something, or like a flank attack.
Maybe. Oh my god.
He panics. Who does he shoot?
Give me a saving throw versus death. Oh, it's fine. No one. It it plunks right into the knight's shield without the knight even lifting it up. Without. He quickly starts reloading.
All right. Let's see. I feel like a disarm feels right, but I don't think it mechanically works at this level with like a. It's with a non-fighter versus a fighter, because I'm rolling at lower. I've got to hit a 0. I've got to roll a 20. That's not.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
So I think I just hit him with an axe. Just a straight D20, I believe.
You can get. You're behind him. He hasn't acted yet, so you can get back attack, but it doesn't matter.
I think it's ineffective. I'm like, Lord Knight, yield your weapon. And
do your extra d6 of damage this round from Withering Touch.
Oh yeah. Only 1. And I think I'm backing. Oh god. I think I back away. Oh no, I'll stay next to him, behind him.
He picks up his axe, turns to face you, and in a drunken rage swings at you with a 6.
Okay.
Goes wide and high, careening into the rooftop of the sheriff's station as people begin circling for the second round of combat. The sheriff begins to reload.
Now you have assaulted a lord. Lay your axe down, knight. That's not going to happen. And
it's not going to happen.
That Withering Touch was not as effective as I needed it to be. So I'm rolling for initiative.
Yeah.
My zombos are all the way away.
Worst of 36 Withering Touches.
36? What?
6
again?
36 possible outcomes for Withering Touch, and you rolled the worst one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I roll? Do I have an initiative thing? Cool.
11.
Not bad. Not bad.
Okay, the sheriff rolls another natural 1. The knight rolls another 7. So I think the initiative order is still the same. The sheriff picks up the crossbow that's loaded again. I presume you handed him a few bolts, maybe.
Yeah, I think I gave him the whole quiver.
Takes a shot at the knight's back with a natural 3 plus 2 for back attack.
I thought I was rolling these.
5. Oh, I'm sorry. You should be. Please roll them. Another saving throw is
that's a
tough.
fail. Oh my god. Does Freddy maybe makes a second makes an attack roll at an innocent bystander?
Yes, please roll me an attack roll.
Is he targeting me or one of the?
No, it's an innocent bystander.
Past and he shoots somebody. Freddy, oh no, that's a crit, isn't it?
That's a crit. It's a single crit. Roll me double damage.
Just said how nice it was that no one has died yet.
You jinxed it.
Freddy just murders someone that's like standing behind the knight.
Oh god. It's little Jimmy. He's been shot in the chest. That stray crossbow bolt, man. You never know where it's gonna go. He hits a kid in the chest who collapses and dies on the spot.
Well, I will just delete a villager. Rip.
A mother screams, cry out. You hear the father's anger. But your turn has arrived, Malcifer.
These fucking knights. I'm gonna. I might get 2 attacks this round.
Yeah,
specialized.
He's definitely gonna get 2 attacks this round. I mean, he's drunk, so they're at a penalty, but...
Let's see. I think I'll wait out 1 round and see if I can get a lucky axe. Oh my god. They're not with me. The dice gods frown upon this day.
Is that
maybe
3 natural 1 attack rolls that you've rolled out of 4 attacks?
Yes.
3 out of 4. That's amazing.
And 2 1s on the d6s. This is statistically improbable.
Yes, it is statistically improbable.
All right, make your attacks.
All right, the knight takes a swing at you with a 12 to hit.
Now I have AC 13, my leather.
Okay. It cuts into your leathers, almost hitting your flesh. Not quite, just ruining your armor a little bit.
Ruining my coat.
And then his second attack comes up and over the top, down towards your shoulder with a 7 to hit, missing and thudding into the ground at your side. The sheriff promptly begins to reload.
He's gonna try again.
The sheriff? Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Are you kidding? Cops don't stop shooting just because they hit an innocent bystander.
Not in Winter's Reach, they sure don't.
Yeah. Remember, kids, the only way to stop a bad man with a crossbow is with a good man with a crossbow.
All right, I submit yourself to justice, knight. And I think I call on the townsfolk.
You
Citizens
call on
of
the
Winter's Reach, apprehend this man, and we'll see if maybe I can roll like a charisma check to
Give me your charisma check right
one
here
of these
on the spot.
some of the bystanders to step in and help protect their homes. My charisma is 13.
Oh.
19, natural 19. 32. So I may not be a very impressive warrior, but I am an imposing and charismatic man. And my people love me. What can I say?
Winter's Reach is a sort of backwater hillbilly town, you know? Everyone here is always sort of kind of itching for a fight. And with little Jimmy murdered by accident with
that's also going on this night's tab.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going on this night's tab. And with Jason down one hand, the people of this village are not happy with it. You can see Jimmy's mother and father have already grabbed weapons. You know, one of them's picked a pitchfork up. Someone grabbed a shovel. A few people over there have produced hammers and cudgels from the wood stacked for the fire, for the bonfire, from the blacksmith shop just down the way. And now there is a 200-ish strong crowd descending on the night. An angry mob.
Should we roll them in at the end of the have them jump in at the end of this round?
They'll jump in at the end of the round, yeah.
Okay. Should I roll for Freddy, or is he just roll?
No, Freddy's rolling. He gets a 6 plus weapon speed.
Okay.
Oh, he gets a 16. That's terrible.
Weapon speed should be 8, I think.
Oh, I had it marked as 10? Okay, that must be a
maybe
mistake.
You changed crossbow. Crossbow.
Yeah, I changed it. It's a 10.
Changed it to 10. Okay.
So he goes at 16. The knight rolls a 9 plus 6 plus 2 is a 17.
Okay.
You have a 12.
I think I withdraw into the crowd as the mob descends upon this knight. So I just sort of, I like step back as the knight, he moves towards me, and I just sort of disappear. I mean, I stand above the crowd, but he sort of like sees me. I lock my cool blue eyes on him as I let the mob descend. First, Freddy gets a shot.
Go for it.
20 plus 3 for back attack. 13, it just sinks into the chainmail. But the mob descends. He not before he maybe gets an attack against them, or
he comes after you, but you've moved into the crowd, so he just starts
I think you would
hacking aimlessly into the crowd, into the people. First attack roll. Oh, thank God you moved, because that's a natural 19 plus 1 is a 20, which on a regular townsfolk is a double crit.
Let's let's roll some exploding d8s.
2, 3 d8 plus 3 for damage.
I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this townsfolk right now.
13. Yep, 13 damage. His axe comes down right into the neck of little Jimmy's mother. She goes down in a single blow.
They died together. How many townsfolk jump into the fray with pitchforks and
so many
boot knives? So like maybe 6 get in around him and surround him this round.
I think someone goes to grab his arm. I think it's an overbear to drag him to the ground.
You want to give a couple opportunity attacks?
Yeah, he'll hack and slash at 3 people as they come for him. With a 4, a miss, a 9, a miss, and a 17 is a hit.
The 9 and the 17 are probably both hits. The
9's not a hit.
Oh, is that including his bonus?
That's including his bonus. He rolled an 8 plus 1, yeah. The 16 plus 1, 17 deals 6 and 3 is 9 damage, dropping another townsfolk before the overbear attack.
Down to 114. Losing serfs. I gotta take back what I was saying pre-show. But we can make an overbear attack. I get a +1 for each additional person, right? That's how overbears work, and it's just got to hit AC 10.
Right, and I think he can be surrounded by 8 people.
8,
so
one of them he just killed, so let's say 7.
Sure, I was gonna say someone else fills his rank, but whatever, her rank.
No, I think because the attacks of opportunity are made against the overbearing creatures.
Go for it then.
It's still a 24.
Yeah, they hit him.
We do include his shield, so now an opposed strength check. Maybe, or was this where the +1 is? I think for the, or does it apply to both? You get a +1 on the hit for each additional creature, and you get a +1 on the strength check. Oh, you take the average strength. Right?
I don't remember. I think you take the highest strength of one creature, and then you get bonuses for every creature thereafter. It's been a while since we've done an overbear.
You're right. It might be the highest strength of the group.
If the attackers hit, they must make an opposed strength check against the defender. Use the strength of the largest attacker and apply the following modifiers.
Okay.
+1 per additional attacker.
Okay. So the largest, do we want to... No one here is probably a freak, right? Maybe
Right.
I'd say a 13, the top side of average. Seems like a lucky number.
That's a right one.
Plus 13 plus 6 for each additional.
Yeah.
Plus 19 on a strength check with a natural 20. The knight just disappears beneath the mob. He sees me staring at him from behind the crowd as he just gets pulled down under, and
I think we go to our first break. We will be back on the other side with some more Dicing with Death. Bye-bye.